Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's August 30th, 2022 and Barcelona are racing around the clock in order to finalize all of their transfers prior to the market closing in less than 48 hours. Also, the club are expected to announce their newest signings in the next few hours, and there are several updates in regards to the Barcelona exits. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone, we begin with the news that Barcelona President Joan Laporta and the Vice President Rafa Yuste have been in direct communications all morning with La Liga in order to figure out the financial fair play rules and to determine how much space they have on the wage bill in order to figure out how many players they can sign and what kind of salaries they can offer those players. Now the club have already begun on working on clearing space on their wage bill, and it's reported that they have offered Frankie a 30 to 40% salary reduction. Now Frankie de Jong will be earning around 18 to 19 million euros, so with this salary reduction, his salary could go down to around 9 to 10 million euros, which would still make him one of the highest paid players on the squad with the salary reduction. However, he would be under that strict pay scale that Joan Laporta has implemented, where no Barcelona player will earn more than 10 million euros. Now the club have also reportedly made an offer to Marc ter Stegen to reduce his salary between 30 to 40%. And as I reported in yesterday's video, Ter Stegen has already communicated to the club that he's willing to reduce his salary in order to help out Barcelona financially. Now before I discuss Barcelona's potential new signings and exits, I would like to remind you that if you want to buy your Barcelona gear, to make sure you head to Kitback, where they have the biggest selection of Barcelona jerseys, training jerseys, and other gear such as t-shirts, hats, and hoodies. Now Kitback also carries the biggest selection from the major leagues in the world, such as the Bundesliga, Serie A, Premier League, and Ligue 1. And if you are a fan of other sports such as basketball and American football, make sure you head to fanatics.com, where they have gear from all leagues such as the NBA and the NFL. So make sure you click all the links down below in the description so you can support Barcelona in this new and exciting season. Now as I reported in yesterday's video, which I will leave the link for down below in the description in case you want to check it out, Barcelona have confirmed that they will finalize the transfer of Marcos Alonso from Chelsea in order to reinforce the left back position. Now it's reported that the club are now preparing to conduct the medical exams on Marcos Alonso, and it's expected that they will announce his official signing in the next few hours. Now it's also reported that Marcos Alonso will not be Jordi Alba's substitute. Instead, he will be Alejandro Balde's substitute because Xavi has decided that Balde will be his starting left back. Now as of the filming of this video, Jordi Alba does not figure in Xavi's plans for this season. However, that could change if Jordi Alba changes his attitude and he begins to show improvement in the training. Now this is very good news because I was worried that if Marcos Alonso arrived in the club, that Balde would see less and less playing minutes, and I'm very glad that Xavi has decided to use Balde as his starter because this young player has shown tremendous performances in the preseason and at the beginning of this season as well. Now in regards to the right back position, it was Barcelona's priority to sign Juan Foyth from Villarreal. However, those plans have fallen through for two reasons. Now the first reason I mentioned in yesterday's video, and that is that Juan Foyth has a clause in his contract that makes his release clause more expensive in the last week of the summer transfer market, and as a result his release clause has increased from 42 million to 54 million euros. Now the second reason why Barcelona's plan to sign Juan Foyth has fallen through is because the Argentinian right back suffered an injury over the weekend and he's now out of action for 2 months. Now given the urgency to sign a player to reinforce the right back position, Barcelona has decided to consider other options because they need a player who can start right away. Now some of these options are Hector Bellerin, who has reached an agreement with Arsenal to allow him to leave as a free agent. Now Bellerin's main target was to go to Real Betis, where he spent the last season there on loan, and he's even agreed to reduce his salary to go to Real Betis. However, the Andalusian club are having financial difficulties and they're even struggling to register players, so it could be that Bellerin will not end up in Real Betis. Now Hector Bellerin has not had any discussions with Barcelona in regards to reduction of salary, where he's reportedly earning around 5 million euros at Arsenal. However, if he does agree to reduce his salary to 2 to 3 million euros, then Barcelona will be making an an offer for the Spanish right back, who will be arriving at the club as a free agent. Now, another option that Barcelona are considering for the right back position is Wan-Bissaka, who's a 24-year-old right back at Manchester United and who's reportedly fallen out of Erik ten Hag's plans for this season. Now, it's reported that Barcelona will be willing to exchange Serginho Dest for Wan-Bissaka, and it's also reported that Erik ten Hag will be in favor of such swap because he would like to start Serginho Dest on his team, who he coached when he was at Ajax. Now, it's also reported that Serginho Dest is keen on going to Manchester United, so we'll have to see whether Barcelona will be able to pull this swap deal. Now, on to the news that Barcelona will be using the money that was supposed to be spent on Juan Foyth in order to make an offer to Manchester City for Bernardo Silva. Now, even though Manchester City have made several statements in the past few days that they will not be offloading Bernardo Silva, it's expected that if Barcelona makes an agreeable offer to the English club, that Bernardo Silva will pressure Manchester City in order to allow him to leave. Now, it's also reported that Bernardo Silva already has Manchester City's word to allow him to leave if they receive an acceptable offer from Barcelona. Now, Bernardo Silva is very keen on arriving in Barcelona, and it's even reported that Manchester City already have a replacement in mind in case this transfer does take place. Now, before we discuss the potential exits out of Barcelona, make sure you hit the subscribe button because the next 48 hours are going to be very hectic with a lot of news and a lot of updates. And since I can't make a video every single hour, I will be putting updates in the community tab. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the transfer news as the market comes to a closing. Now, on to the news that Barcelona are very close in reaching an agreement with Chelsea for the transfer of Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Now, Aubameyang already has a personal agreement with Chelsea, and his transfer to the Premier League is pending Barcelona and Chelsea reaching an agreement in regards to his transfer fee. Now, it's reported that Chelsea will be paying Barcelona around 22 million euros fixed, plus some variables for Aubameyang, and Barcelona consider this a good business deal given that Aubameyang arrived for free during the winter transfer window. Now, Barcelona also considered this a good business deal given that Aubameyang is 33 years old and there aren't many clubs willing to pay that much money for a player that's at his end of at the end of his career, and they also consider it a good deal because Aubameyang's salary will shoot up to 9 to 10 million euros next year. So by offloading Aubameyang, they will be removing a big salary off their wage bill. Now, just a quick reminder because I have received some messages asking why is Barcelona trying to get rid of Aubameyang, and I would like to remind you that the reason Aubameyang is leaving to Chelsea is because the player asked Barcelona to allow him to leave because he's looking for a primary role on the squad, and with the arrival of Robert Lewandowski, Aubameyang has figured that he will be Lewandowski's replacement, so he has decided to join Chelsea, where Thomas Tuchel has promised him a starting role on his squad. Now, in regards to Memphis Depay, there are currently no offers for the Dutch forward because he seems to be the option B for many teams. Now, for example, Manchester United are now trying to sign Osimhen from Napolis, and if that deal falls through, they will try to sign Memphis Depay, and that seems to be the case for other teams as well, such as Marseille. So even though Memphis Depay does not have any current offers, he could be receiving a last-minute offer prior to the closing of the market. Now, if Depay does not leave Barcelona, he will most likely be Robert Lewandowski's substitute, but the player is not keen on being on the bench, especially with the World Cup right around the corner. Now, on to the news that Miralem Pjanic could be very close to leaving Barcelona during this summer transfer market, and his agents were seen meeting with Matteo Alemany at the Barcelona offices for several hours. Now, it's good to note that Pjanic's agents are the same agents for Marcos Alonso, so they could have been there to discuss the Alonso deal, or the Pjanic deal, or maybe even both. Now, it's reported that Miralem Pjanic currently has an offer from the French club Lyon and another lucrative offer from the Saudi club Al Shabab. So even though Xavi had decided to keep Pjanic on the squad as a possible replacement for Sergio Busquets, it's starting to look like the Bosnian midfielder could be leaving the club during this summer transfer window. Now, on to the news that Abde is now closer to joining Osasuna over Real Valladolid after Osasuna made a last-minute offer that would cover a higher percentage of Abde's salary that Real Valladolid was willing to pay. Now, as I mentioned in yesterday's video, this will be a one-year loan until the summer of 2023 with no option or obligation to buy, and Abde will be extending his contract from 2024 to 2026 with Barcelona prior to his departure. Now Xabi is very impressed with Abde and would like to count on him on the future, so this loan will be the same formula as Nico and Alex Collado, where the player will be leaving strictly just to get more playing minutes so he can continue his growth and development. Now we will end today's video with the news that Barcelona are receiving offers for Antoine Griezmann, who's currently on loan with Atletico de Madrid. Now, as I reported previously, Antoine Griezmann is currently on a 2-year loan with Atletico de Madrid, and he would have to play 45 minutes or 50% of all the matches that he's available for in order to trigger a clause that would force Atletico de Madrid to purchase Antoine Griezmann for 40 million euros. Well, it seems that the Spanish club are not willing to keep Antoine Griezmann, so they've only been using him for 30 minutes in every La Liga match in order to avoid triggering that clause that would force him to buy Griezmann from Barca. Well, it's now being reported that Barcelona are receiving offers for Antoine Griezmann, and if the club receives an offer around 30 to 40 million euros, they will be more than happy to sell Antoine Griezmann so they can remove him off their books permanently. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I would like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, Visca Barça.